Cormac, you are in your room with a bundle of roses of, like, let's say a dozen red roses with one blue rose in the center, and a note that says, when you're ready to leave, drop a rose out the window. A red rose out the window.
Cormac looks at it, looks at the door, looks at it again, and drops a rose out the window.
Almost immediately, you hear that horrible scream again that you've been vaguely hearing for forever, as a portal rips open right in front of you from the blue rose.
Oh gosh!
And Jean-Luc steps out.
Jean-Luc, what are you doing here?
Getting you out? What does it look like I'm doing?
All right, well, explain on the other side.
Remember, eyes closed.
Right, eyes closed. Got it.
So you step back through and you have that horrible feeling of, like, unease as you have to walk through this path with your eyes closed, hoping that these horrible monstrosities don't come and eat you and suck out your brain or whatever they do. And eventually you are dropped back into the catacombs with Jean-Luc. He's looking a lot more unkempt now. You can see he has dark rings under his eyes. He looks a little bit more haggard and very less drunk.
So, you mind explaining what's been going on in the past?
I mean, for me or for everyone? I've been trying to close the giant hellmouth alone.
I mean, you're doing great. I wasn't really hearing anything in...
Well, it's nice to be appreciated. It's still there. It's the absolute worst, and I hate it.
Well, my headache is way less. I can actually, think, hear myself think, and not just scream in pain instead in my head. So you're doing excellent. Keep it up. What else has been? I mean,
the bog lurchers are going all out war. I don't think they like the werewolves attacking. So thanks,
right.
Catalina. I guess that's fun. But
have you gotten everybody else out? They're still alive, right?
I mean, I don't know. That was not my job.
You don't know? Who sent you?
Catalina, she said get you out. She came up with the plan. She was going to go in and break the other ones out. I was just needed to get you out with a rose.
Oh,
you know how I mark things?
Catalina thinks they're alive then, though. That's the important thing.
I guess I have not been paying attention. Hellmouth, big deal. That's my job. Remember how it took a team of, 12 guys to open that?
Right.
And there's one of me to close it.
Like I said, you're doing great.
It is, the biggest door you can imagine. Imagine a door.
I got it.
No, you don't. You don't. You have that face like you want to end this conversation, and I want you to imagine the biggest door you can. Do you do that?
I'm imagining.
How big is the door?
As bigger than I can imagine.
Okay, double it.
Got it.
This is the door I have to close alone.
Like I said, you're doing great. Now, where's Catalina?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're just supposed to drop me here and I stand here until somebody stumbles into me?
I mean, sounds like a great idea. Do you want to come with me and close the hellmouth? Do you have any useful magic powers, or can you just, fix boats or something? Is that what you do?
I can hide places. I can get you into places that you can't get into otherwise.
Okay, I did that without you. Okay, I teleport.
Well, great for you. Why don't you just go do it yourself then? I hear you're really busy.
I am. I don't know why you're so aggressive.
Okay, bye.
This guy has a negative attitude.
Cormac wanders off to where Catalina used to have an office. Or at least where, what was his name? Squidman.
Friar
Lewis.
Was it Lewis?
Friar Lewis.
I always say the wrong one, so, probably Lewis.
Yeah, wherever he has his office.
So you can find that easily enough. Ah, my good friend Cormac, you're not dead! Thanks be to the prophet!
It's honestly really good to see you, Friar...
Magnus?
Magnus, right. It's really good to see you. How are things? What's going on? I heard Catalina sprung me out, and I assume needs something, so... Hit me.
I mean, Catalina is doing well, all things considered. She is a little overwhelmed by everything. The siege is no longer a siege per se. It is an active assault upon the city, which is actively bad for basically all of us. She has been managing the factions and coordinating strikes, doing propaganda, all whilst trying to learn alchemy, which is impressive for someone who is so strange to be picking up hobbies.
Alchemy, you say?
Yes, she found some tomes in the Sorcerers of Porte's tower when she went back with that wonderful man Jean-Luc. Do you know all that he's doing for the city?
I've a bit of an idea, yes.
Did Zach just get out a portal gun, portal a wall behind him, and then pat himself on the back?
You guys have been sitting in jail for 3 months. These people have been working hard.
Portal gun. Pat, 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 pat.
Don't worry, my portal gun adds screaming as the holes in reality are ripped. Is there anything else specific you'd like to know? I think that's the general beats of things. The Hellmouth is still there, but it is much better than it was before.
All right. So where's Catalina? And I assume the others will be coming. She's off to get them. Okay, got it.
Yes, I believe she is off to get to the others. Do you have any whereabouts of them? Or that friend, Jonathan, that nice werewolf, told us that you had been split off from the group for some reason.
Right, I got moved into the palace. The rest of them were in the old part. It looked like it had been, refinished, I suppose, but it was an older section. Nobody else was there with us. I was there for, maybe a week. Then got moved. Still, in jail, but it was fed me better, I guess. So, not looking that gift horse in the mouth, but still not the best time, all things considered.
I can't imagine someone with a free spirit like yourself enjoying any cage, gilded or no.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of putting it, I suppose.
Are you okay, Cormac? You seem like something's on your mind.
Oh, Friar Lewis, lots of things on my mind.
Well, come, sit. Let the prophet guide us both.
Do you want to flip to
yes
other people?
No, I want to see the whole church service, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I wanted to hear one of his sermons. I haven't heard from him in a while.
I mean, I have been to enough church that I can wing something that sounds religious. All right. The other three of you, Nyostroy, Lena, and Sigurthur, you are at the entrance to your prison room? What is...
Jail cell?
No, they're out of their jail cell. It's like the room that the jail cells are in. I don't know what that's called.
Dungeon?
Prison block?
Dungeon is the right word. That is the word I'm going to go with. You're at the entrance to the dungeon. You have a dead guy. One of you's carrying a dead guy.
Yup.
Sigurthur.
Nyostroy has a sword in him still or not? No, yes. You have a sword in you.
Nyostroy still has a sword in him. It's been broken slightly to open the jail cells. Magdalena is half carrying Nyostroy out.
Yeah, so Nyostroy has a sword in him and the broken off hilt that he used as a lockpick.
You look down the halls in either direction, looking for the guy that murdered your carnival friend. He is not in the hall. You do see two guards, like, you guys are not being, like, just, like, walking out. You glance out, like, poke your head out a little bit, and there are two guards, one guard on either side of the door, defending this area so that you guys couldn't break out, but they seem very lax about it. You guys have not tried anything and have been more or less model prisoners as far as they know for the last 3 months, so you still have the element of surprise. You guys can also take a step back and talk with each other if you want. Like, I'm not going to be like, they hear you.
Is Nyostroy's, magic still not working?
Are you in the dungeon?
I guess, if there's nowhere in between the dungeon door and those guards, yes, Nyostroy would still be in the dungeon.
Then the answer is your magic is still not working.
Okay.
That might give you a hint of what's going on, but...
Then, Nyostroy's gonna, look at the broken handle and go, "Who wants to try to stab guards? I don't think it should be me. I am bleeding a lot."
Magdalena nods to the dead carny. Did he have anything on him, Sigurthur?
Let me check. What do I need to roll for that?
You don't need to roll. You can.
Okay.
You can search him. He does not. You're looking for weapons, correct, Lena?
Anything?
He just has his clothing on him.
Right. Give me the sword piece back, and I will take care of them.
Nyostroy hands Lena the snapped off bit of the sword.
Roll me a fight check.
Okay, so I'm gonna do brawn and weaponry. And my thought here is, depending on the amount of successes here, because I am absolutely going to get at least one, based on the amount of dice I'm about to roll, is she's going in to, behind... I'm going to extrapolate that there is one of them with their back to us. And so she's just kind of going... She's not trying to sneak at this point, because the other guy is going to see him. She's going straight in. She's going to go stab him in the back as fast as she can, pull it out, hopefully before the second guy is able to grab his weapon, and then doing the same thing for him, hopefully giving Siggy some time to get their weapons. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you're going to have to give me a second. This is a lot of dice.
Bust out the abacus.
Really?
Maybe next game I'll do Shadow Run, where you just have to roll 35 d6s every time.
All right, that's 4 successes.
All right, so you step out in the hall, and before either of them see you, you just instantly take down one guard. With the speed at which you do this, you take the advantage to grab the sword out of him and slay the other guard before he can even unsheath his weapon. You are able to pick up a sword for you and Sigurthur and a dagger for Nyostroy. Unless you want something else, Nyostroy.
I'll just take the broken hilt back.
Okay.
Are we out of the dungeon at this point?
Yes.
Does he feel different?
You do not feel as frail and weak, Nyostroy.
Cool. Nyostroy's pulling the sword out.
All right. Okay.
Is it really such a good idea?
What? Yes. Yes. Definitely yes.
You pull the sword out. It hurts a lot.
And he then, does his, healing magic that costs a hero point and, heals him.
Oh, so it's working now. Cool.
I don't know if, we care to be particular with that. That's supposed to heal a critical wound, and we didn't really ever say if this was a critical wound, but are we cool with that kind of being narratively what happened?
It was a critical wound, and I already have removed the stuff before you started speaking.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yes and yes. You're spending a hero point, you can remove the damage from that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are in the palace. You know your way around here, but you are also wanted. Not yet. No one knows you have done anything yet, but...
What's the room made out of?
The room you stepped into?
Mm-hmm.
Stone.
Okay.
You are underground still.
Nyostroy puts his hand on the wall and looks at Magdalena and goes, "Is there an advantage to burning this place down or not burning this place down?"
Specifically the dungeon or the whole place?
The whole place. Heat tends to rise.
I think the only disadvantage is that we don't know where Cormac is.
Nyostroy sighs and goes, "Another day."
Also, I think it is to our advantage for people to not know that we escaped for as long as we can, and if we set things on fire, they might find out rather quickly.
Do not believe you are wrong.
All right, make me hide checks, everybody.
Oh no. With what?
Oh, however you're hiding.
Can I instead not do that?
I mean, you can if you want to. You can do something else if you want to.
Well, okay, let me ask this question. I'm trying to think back to last time. So, we know where we are.
Yes.
Okay, so we know where we are in the building. Instead of hide, could I roll to remember or figure out a not populated path out of this area.
What skill are you asking to roll?
Honestly, part of me is hoping that this is helping Nyostroy out more. I can roll hide stuff, but I would say maybe hide could be used for that. Probably hide and wits, or...
I think you guys need to roll hide because you're trying not to be obvious right now. However, I will give you each a +1 since you are intimately familiar with the place you are in.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna argue that for my trait, I'm using wits because we know the area and we're able to find our way out of here easier.
That's fine.
I rolled great. I got 2 successes.
Oh, gosh.
On 3 dice. That's pretty good.
There's no way I'm ever going to be able to roll this with brawn, so...
I don't know how you hide with brawn.
Exactly.
I guess if you solid snake it and just like have a barrel over you.
I mean, I would say finesse. I'm trying to keep my noise to a minimum.
Okay, I'm cool with that. That seems fair.
You could hide with brawn if you're like doing the thing where you're like on the ceiling.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. I like that.
Holding yourself up.
That's a really good way to. That's a really good way to use.
That's when
brawn.
you would use brawn for hide.
I think since you were moving through an area, I'm not going to.
Oh no,
that's not.
That does not count for now. I was just thinking of a hypothetical time when that would be included.
Guess how many dice I'm rolling?
1.
3.
I'm also rolling 3. I got 2 successes. I rolled a 10 and a 9 and a 3. I did pretty good.
Oh my gosh. 4, 3, and 2. 0 successes.
Oh no.
Or 0 raises.
Whoa.
I have 0 raises with 3 dice.
I got 2 successes and 2 dice left over.
I mean, it seems appropriate because I'm also carrying a dead body. Or am I still carrying that, or did I leave it?
Yeah, it's harder to be dexterous.
You are.
Yeah.
Did you leave it? That's up to you, bud.
Why were we carrying this dead body out again?
If you put down that dead body, it will come to blows.
I guess that's why. So do you keep holding onto the dead body?
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right. Nyostroy and Lena are able to easily chart a path out here, and you're like, this is where I would put guard patrols. With what you knew when you guys were projecting the Duke, you are able to figure out, like, oh, this is where a hole would probably be in the, like, rotations. And you have to do some guesswork, but you're like, I think I can, we can find a path out. You quickly move between shadows and shadows as Sigrither is, like, loping behind, carrying this man. She's doing her best to be quiet, but it is not working. It is awkward to carry something so large and limp like she is doing. As you guys are you go turn after turn, down hallway after hallway, keeping to the background, knowing like the back routes where that should be less traveled, that are less used. You are able to stay out of sight and without anyone seeing you, not even serving staff. Until you hit about the last corner, you see the exit right as a guard patrol you hear a guard patrol come up behind you. Of 4 guys. What do? You
said 4 guys and they're behind us?
Yes, you can see the exit. They are not between you and the exit.
They are not between us and the exit.
Correct.
Okay, and you said we're in the kitchen, right?
Sure.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did you say that? I thought you said we, got through,
No.
Okay, where...
You were just, I imagined you, in a hall right before the door, an exit door in the back.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't know where I got kitchen from. I think you said waitstaff, maybe.
Yeah, I said serving staff, whereas, you avoided all servants.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That would explain where my totally made-up setting came from.
You're on the moon. It's moon people.
When we get out the door, what's out the door? Is it courtyard? Is it wall and then city?
It's street. It's city.
It's city. Okay.
This is a back entrance to the serving quarters. So this is an area where you guys were not frequently there, but you were there occasionally, and this is where you can get goods delivered, and people who do not live in the palace can come into work without going through the main entrance.
It's the service entrance, yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. Unless, Mandy, do you have something? I don't want to...
I was just going to say run.
I want to do that, but when we all run through the door, I want to slam it shut and then try to heat the handle as hot as I can make it and then run away.
That's good.
I'm cool with that.
All right, cool.
Make me... Yeah, I think athletics, since you're all running.
Should I do a separate roll for the thing that I want to do?
Yes, after that.
Okay, gotcha.
What with?
I think now would be a time for Braun.
I think now would be the time for Braun. Or resolve. I would give you resolve.
Okay. I will never complain about Braun.
Wow, I did not do that great.
I think I'll make up for it, hun.
I got 2 successes.
Oh, okay.
I got 4 successes.
Dang.
Just shy of another set. I have 6 raises with 3 dice left over. Actually, no, I mean, I could just add those out. I have 7 raises with 1 die left over.
I have 3.
All right. Seeing freedom rejuvenates you all. Lena covers the rear guard, not wanting to completely leave herself you guys exposed. As Nyostroy is still feeling that wound a little bit, like you have healed from it and it doesn't hurt, but it has that like phantom pain a little bit where you're like, am I fully healed? I haven't done this to myself before, so you're a little bit slower on the uptake. Sigurthur, carrying a body, seeing freedom, she's like, I'm done with this, and is just gone. It is basically dust cloud levels of running, where you just see like, oh, where's Sigurthur? And just an outline of her where she was standing. And then you look and see her bursting through the door out into the street. The other 2 of you quickly follow behind as the guards realize who you are and start yelling, "Stop! Get back here!" You slam the door shut, and Nyostroy, make me a... I guess what do you think you should roll?
I was gonna say maybe intimidate, because it's like, don't grab the handle, it's scary.
I'm fine with that. There's not a great fit. That's why I was asking.
I was also gonna try to find some kind of like mechanics check to see if he could literally melt the handle, but there isn't really like craft. Either way, 3.
You heat your hand as you're so often used to doing, feeling the warmth return to you and your bones in a way that has been absent for the past several months, as you heat this handle to a temperature that almost burns you as someone who cannot burn, and you remove your hand and you see it glowing white hot, barely keeping its form together as you step back.
Nyostroy just kind of smiles and goes, "Let's go!" and starts, running off down the street.
All right, you guys are able to make it away from the palace. Are you headed somewhere specific? Are you going to the Sweet Rose? Are you going to the catacombs? Are you...
I think once we're far enough away to know that the guard is not there, that they are not directly following us, I think we find the closest place to slip into the catacombs.
Okay. Easily enough, like, you guys are booking it out of there. You guys have made this door impassable, so you've bought yourself quite a bit of time before they can burst out into the street and try to catch you or go around. There are not a ton of exits to a palace, for obvious reasons, so you guys are able to escape into the catacombs. Cormac, how you doing? How goes the sermon with Friar Lewis?
Oh, it sounded like he just was like legitimately gonna let Cormac talk.
Okay.
You know?
How goes you unloading everything on him? Maybe we should have that scene. That seems like an important scene to have.
So obviously, all of this, she could be lying. The fake Duchess could be totally lying about all of it, but it's kind of a big deal if she's not. And what am I supposed to? What are any of us supposed to do about it? It's been a lot, honestly, and
quick question.
I'm just rethinking a lot of things. What?
Have you told them any of your personal rethinking of things, or have you just been giving, like, the important things?
I've been giving the important things. I think a perceptive person could see that Cormac's, not his usual.
Well, yeah, he picked up on that part already. Yeah. Well, I mean, that does put into perspective why Catalina was acting a little strange as well. She seemed upset when she came back from the tower one day.
Oh?
Yeah, there was...
From the Sorcerer's Porte?
Yes, I did not... I tried to inquire further, but she said she did not want to talk about it, but she seemed upset about something and has been going about defending the city with a renewed vigor.
All right.
But besides all that, I don't think it is relevant to you. You aren't following the Duke. You aren't serving the Duke anymore. You're following Catalina.
Right. And I don't want fake Catalina in charge because she seems dead set on burning it all to the ground.
That does seem like the worst option.
Yeah, that's either way bad, I would say. But I'd like to corroborate some things, important things, and talk with everyone. So, just kind of waiting for that.
I mean, I'm sure they will be back soon. And I'm sure that you will get to talk with them for a long time, say about 40 minutes. But I don't think this changes as much as we think it does. I think there's things to discuss with both your friends and with Catalina, but I do not think that it changes our goal of saving this city. I think Fakeolina is out to destroy it, and regardless if the Duke was a good or bad person, I don't think everyone in this town deserves to be destroyed because one person made a mistake.
I agree. It's just, you think you know somebody, you have this picture of them in your head, and you think of all the things that they did with you and for you, and it's like two people having to become one in your mind, and they don't quite fit the clothes,
I think I get what you're saying, Cormac, but maybe he wasn't two people and you just are learning more about him. And without him being here, we cannot ask this Duke whether he ever regretted this decision or viewed it as a mistake, or if he was proud of it, or how he viewed all of it when he was done, or if he even remembered it after the spell was done.
Right.
And everyone makes mistakes, but I think the true measure of someone is what they do after the mistake. Do they double down? Do they never admit they were wrong? Or do they try to fix things?
Well, I know what I'm planning on doing, so that's all we can each hope for, yeah?
Well, I mean, we can also hope the city doesn't get destroyed, but
That too. I'm all for that, for sure.
Alright, well, I think I hear a commotion of Nyostroy yelling about something in the hall, so I think your friends are back.
Cormac leaps up and goes to the hall.
Nyostroy is yelling about something.
Why would you put me on the spot with this?
Q.
Zach, why? Why would you do this?
It's not the meanest thing I've done for putting someone on the spot. That still is when I was, Caitlin's like, oh, I'm from the symbiotes. I'm like, oh, me too. Which one?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would be yelling about. Oh man, this is bad.
Your injury?
He's not injured anymore. Yeah.
Yes, it's healed. Yeah.
You could be yelling about...
Hey, okay, I got it. Why did you have me bring this guy back again? I don't understand why we couldn't just dump him back in the dungeon.
Cool, so next time you die, I will not bring your body back. I will leave it wherever it is. Is this how you treat people who die for our cause? You just want to leave their body in a dungeon.
Oh, I thought we took the other guy, the guy with the burnt face.
What? No, he's not dead.
Okay. I must have forgot who we fought and killed. Never mind. Forget that. I thought we were taking one of the guards. I'm like, why are we taking one of the guards again?
No, you're taking the poor guy that got killed. So, yeah, I think he would just be, I don't know, generally raging about, being locked up forever.
Yeah. You see your friends, Cormac, and you can meet up with them. Or you can hide in the office, I guess.
No, I run out to them. I see Sigurdur carrying a dead body, and I'm, concerned about that. Sigurdur, who is that? Are they all right?
As soon as you come up, Lena pulls out one of her daggers and like, points it at you, Cormac. Okay, wait. Where in the hell have you been?
I've been locked up in wherever, some room in the palace.
Some room? Okay, look, the last time we saw you was about 3 months ago when you got dragged out, or I guess you just got to follow the guards over to see Catalina, or Fakealina.
Right.
So you've just been with Fakealina this whole time?
I mean, not with her, just in a room, sometimes visited by her, I guess. It's nice to see you too. I'm glad you're alive. I didn't know if any of you were alive. It's good that you're all alive.
Why did she take you? What did she need you for?
I don't know. She wanted me to try to find Catalina and turn her in and bring her back. And I didn't do that, obviously. And so I was there indefinitely.
When you say that, Lana sheathes her dagger again. So you didn't take the deal that they offered you?
No, I didn't.
Everyone else got offered deals. And when you didn't return, we thought maybe you'd taken yours.
I didn't get offered the deal. Apparently, she thinks that I am not worth reaching, which I guess means that I seem like the most loyal among all of you, which I will take as a compliment. Instead, apparently, she just ordered a man to kill a friend of mine.
Wait, is that...
The man that started the circus with us, yes.
Oh, no. Oh, Prophet, I'm sorry.
Which means everyone over there could be targeted too now, so that's an additional thing we need to deal with.
Yeah, that's a thing to check up on, all of our spies.
I am confused why any of us are alive at all, frankly. Since apparently the guy that... Well, he did stab me, but, not as bad. The guy that decided to do that was not allowed to just kill us outright, so we must be alive for a reason.
Catalina said something about wanting us to... in order to sow more chaos. Like, she thought we would be a destabilizing force, I guess, in the city. Can we walk down the hallway to, the office?
Yeah, you get Catalina's office, an empty room, Magnus's office.
I was going to go back to Magnus's office.
My office. Go to my office.
Oh, Lena's office. Okay.
Okay. I'm just trying to get if I'm in this scene or not. Yes, you can go to Lena's office to have privacy. For sure.
But I was vague on the details. She wanted very much to find Catalina. Where is she, by the way? I thought she was going to get you.
Oh, Catalina? Real Catalina?
Yeah, Jean-Luc broke me out. He did the portal, whole screaming shebang, and then brought me back here, but he said Catalina was going to get you three.
Is she not here?
I thought she was coming back with you.
Okay.
Wait, is she here? In the building?
In the catacombs. Where is she? Do we know?
You don't know.
Okay.
Okay, as soon as we realize that we don't know, Magdalena is going to open her office door, look at the nearest guard person that she knows she can trust. What is Catalina?
I thought she was getting you out. I thought she was back because you were out.
Did she go with anyone else?
Yeah, the werewolf dude.
Jonathan?
Yeah, he's been around a lot. He's really chatty. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Did you let Catalina leave with one werewolf named Jonathan?
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, she is kind of the leader of the group, so if she says she's going, I don't think anyone's going to stop her.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not in charge. I'm just like a guard. I don't know.
Nyostroy looks at him and goes, everyone is responsible. The buck stops with all of us. Pointing fingers to someone else. 4 fingers. Point back at, 3.
Not if I point weird like this.
It depends on that if you count the thumb.
Question, does Magnus / Friar Lewis still have the ring? The whatever it was, whatever the shape-changing thing? Or is that...
No, Catalina has that.
Catalina has it again.
She's been using it basically since you guys have taken over the Gravediggers.
Remember, she does still have the shape-changing delusion trinket thing, so she won't probably be out there as herself.
I'm a little concerned that she lied, though. So did Jonathan... How did you break out?
Oh, no, we got out on our own.
Okay. So she is headed to an empty prison. Is that what we're understanding?
That's what it sounds like. And also, we literally had this discussion with her previously about how she cannot keep running around with this, even with the disguise changing thing, because she's literally supposed to be the next leader, and we cannot let her keep running off by herself. And honestly, I do not count going with Jonathan as going with someone. It's going by herself.
Sigurdur, it sounded like you were about to say something.
The prison is probably also on very high alert because we were spotted as we left.
Oh, great. Okay. No shade to you. I'm just, thinking about the future Duchess.
And then there's also the situation where if she does make it to the dungeons, the magic on the amulet will probably fail.
Oh, right. Ooh, so we're going back out, right? We gotta go now?
I guess we are literally just turning back and going back to where we were, yes. Magdalena goes back into her office and she starts loading up on weaponry. Take whatever you need.
Wait, where is the Porte man, the sorcerer? Where is he?
Jean-Luc, he said he was busy closing the Hellmouth.
Okay, is he here? I guess, Zach, is he here?
Yeah,
he has an office.
Nyostroy is gonna go...
Basically, everyone has an office.
Nyostroy is gonna go smashing into his, whatever, wizardy lab.
Oh, yes, what?
Okay, Catalina, was it just routine that she would always carry something of yours with her that was marked with your blood so we could teleport to her instantly?
That seems like a good idea that he would definitely have thought of. I mean, yes.
Cool. Nyostroy leans his head out the window and goes, we could portal to her, like the portal guy he can do it.
Okay, let's do it.
So as you guys are running, scrambling about, I mean, you could also just wait for me to be back. I'm back. It's fine. If you guys wanted to do a jailbreak, you could have done it yesterday. That would have saved me a lot of time.
Why are you... Excuse me. And Lena comes out with, she's been shoving weapons in, every pocket that she has and is in the middle of, trying to jam a dagger into the sheath of her boot. Hi! It's not like we could plan exactly what day we were going to do a jailbreak.
I'm just saying you could have been a little bit more courteous, she says as she gives you a hug.
I'm just saying maybe you should be a little bit more courteous. We've been in jail for 3 months.
Catalina, I was stabbed 45 minutes ago. There's a dead guy, in the hallway.
I was going to ask about that.
And also, why did you leave? That's, okay. Your job does not include jailbreaking your subordinates. You have subordinates for that reason.
I think what the Nyostroy and Lena are trying to say is that we were worried about you, and she goes over and gives her a hug.
And she hugs her back. I understand what you were saying, but I needed my subordinates back. Also, no one else could do the alchemy that I can do to melt the locks, which was the only plan we had. I brought Jonathan with in case things went south. You see Jonathan, over, in a corner, chatting to the guard that was saying he was chatty before.
We're glad you're all right, Duchess. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's...
We do, and let's get to it. Are you guys okay? You said you were stabbed, Nyostroy. Do you need medical attention?
Nyostroy just kind of, looks down at his, torn shirt and blood everywhere and goes, no, I can, do magic, so I'm good.
So, you were complaining to me about a wound that you presumably healed yourself from almost instantly?
No, the point is that's why we had to get out.
Okay, I did not know that.
Oh, well, yeah, that's actually really true. I was actively dying. That's a fair point. I couldn't do magic. Let's go and talk about this, regardless of, who should do jailbreaks in the future. Probably not you. You should basically sit at the desk from now on, basically.
Come, let's go sit in my office and talk. Apparently there's a lot we all have to catch up on.
Yup.
She leads you into her office. It's basically as Spartan as it was before. There is, like, battle plans and stuff strewn all over the place. You see notes that she's scribbled to herself of things for her that she needs to remember to do, but it's like a pile of those. It is the equivalent of, like, every steno pad having the first 4 pages written on and then just stacked on top of each other. So, I'm sorry that I was brusque. I was worried about you, and then I found out that you guys got out, and I was a little upset because I was doing something that was honestly a little reckless, but I needed you guys back, and I did not want you executed. You are basically my only friends, and you are also the most capable cabinet of people I have. Also, the really dangerous mission, I had Jean-Luc take care of. I was just going into the dungeon that no one cares about, not into Fakelina's area of the palace where Cormac was.
Magdalena in her office, in Catalina's office area, she's standing against the wall. She has her arms crossed, and she huffs. Oh, don't worry. We'll talk more about that all later. For now, let's catch up. What is this dangerous thing that's going on? Or what is going on right now?
The Bog Lurchers are trying to take the city actively.
Is that different than how we left it?
They're sending firebombs over. They are actively trebucheting most hours of the day.
How's the wool?
Not well. It is standing for now. That's the best I can say about it. We are shoring up what we can, but we don't have a quarry in here, so we can only do so much. We are using Jean-Luc to get stuff in and out as much as we can, but it is not a safe way to travel, especially carrying large amounts of stone.
I'm sure he loves that.
I mean, he's doing what he can. Like, he's stuck around for some reason, so he's also constantly trying to figure out how to close the Hellmouth. Be careful talking to him. He will start talking about doors very quickly.
I learned that the hard way.
It's, like, the only thing he talks about now. Or complaining about me asking for another portal.
Speaking of, have you visited the Sorcerers of Porte lately? It seems like there's others left behind still.
No, they're all gone. No, they're gone or dead.
So, I heard you visited the tower at least.
Yes, there's a lot of tomes still in there.
Anything useful?
Are you trying to find something from me, Cormac? Like the fact that I have a sister? Are you trying to bring that up?
Yes, I was.
Yes,
You do not have a sister.
I do, apparently, according to the genealogy of Oratrios in the Sorcerers of Porte's library.
Is she 70 years older than you?
No, but she was magically erased from everyone's memory, so that's fun.
By who?
I was by the Sorcerers of Porte, but it was on my father's command.
Is there a why, maybe, that your sister was erased from all of our memories?
The book did not say, so your guess is as good as mine.
Nyostroy looks at Cormac and goes, how did you know this?
In our many lovely chats, the fake Duchess told me a story about being Catalina's sister and how she killed a noble who was harming his children. What was it?
Beating his children.
Who was beating his children, and she got rid of him, and the Duke's way of dealing with that was to erase her from everyone's memory and have Catalina as his sole heir.
Nyostroy just kind of, like, nods his head, gets up, walks to the door, and goes, I'm going to go bury someone that deserves my respect, and walks away.
Cool, so my father did it for a terrible reason. I figured as much, but I was hoping for something better.
Yeah, and I was hoping for it maybe to not be true. I'm glad it's corroborated, but also not. I'd rather it not be. But in any case, she is set on destroying the city and razing it to the ground, basically. She can't let anything of the Duke's legacy be left standing, and that includes you.
Oh,
and
great.
the city.
So I have the option of letting this entire city burn and be killed by my vengeful sister, or kill my vengeful sister. This is perfect. I'm so happy about all of this.
It's maybe something we take a day on. We've got other things to be following up on. I want to check in on my spies network. I'm sure everybody has things they want to take stock of before we move ahead.
Is there anything else you'd like to know, Lena? The Hellmouth is stable-ish. Jean-Luc assures me it's not going to suck the city in soon, and he's working on closing it. That's all I know about that.
I don't think there's anything else I need to know from you at this time. And Lena stands up from the wall and she walks out to go talk to her guards about, and like to look at a map and see where all the worst parts of the siege are happening.
Okay.
Can Cormac leave and follow Nyostroy?
Yes.
Cormac kind of like runs to catch up to him. Thought you could maybe use another set of hands.
Nyostroy looks at Cormac and just goes, "Thank you. I appreciate you helping." They carry the guy down to whatever part of the catacombs is there for burial.
Yeah, I assume it's still functional, right?
It's still functional.
Yeah.
The grave diggers are doing their.
They're back to
digging.
They're back to doing their actual job and not extorting people. So.
Right.
I decided to stay with the Duke, despite my best judgment, because he convinced me that he was a good person. And, that was not true.
Do you regret all your time then?
Yes, I regret every moment that I served him. Every single moment. And I can understand, maybe you could make a fair point of, net good, he helped more than he hurt, all this. And I, don't care. Because that is the excuse that everyone that I chose not to serve gives. There's a reason for it. We have to do things this way. There's no choice. And still they do horrible things. And I don't think it's worth it. I think even if he did good things, I was perpetuating him being able to do horrible things. And I was perpetuating a world that would continue doing horrible things to people for no reason. I was just perpetuating something that was broken, that I knew was broken. Why? What's the point? I could have left. I could have done anything else than help him. Which is something I also guess that he knew. Which is probably why he erased my brain.
Speaking as somebody who's... I guess would my brain have been erased or no? I came later.
You came later.
I came later. I'm not going through the same thing you did, obviously. I wasn't there. My brain is, as bad as it was before. But in your service to the Duke, I guess, I remember you teaching me about magic. I remember you being a father to Catalina when she didn't have anybody. And I remember you doing lots of things that weren't for the Duke, but you were where you were. You were in the spot that you were, and I don't think that everything that you did wasn't worth it. I wish that I had been serving somebody better. I thought that the Duke was somebody else, not somebody who wipes the memories of an entire town instead of dealing with abuse and crime in his court. but I don't think my whole life belonged to him, and I don't think yours did either.
Nyostroy looks up from, the dead body in front of him. I am glad that I was able to maybe give you some guidance on magic at times, maybe be a friend, someone that you could rely on. I am glad that I was here for you, and for Magdalena, and for Sigurthurd, and for Catalina. But I think at some point we have to decide why we're doing this then. On face value, we are doing this because Catalina is the rightful heir, which she is not. The rightful heir is on the throne. And yes, the fake Catalina, who apparently probably has a real name that no one has known, she cannot be allowed to destroy the city. Definitely. But we, and I kind of mean excluding Catalina, potentially, are going to decide what happens next. There was a good man ruling this city, and he abandoned his daughter for seeking justice. Maybe Catalina will never do this, but she'll be able to, and that's the world that we will be fighting for, is one where she can. Unilaterally, and without opposition, and seemingly without ever, having to pay that back, which I guess the Duke did in that he was killed, I'm going to assume, by his abandoned daughter, but can't exactly hate her for that. I would do the same thing. Now everything since then, don't know, but that's a conversation that I believe she is owed, maybe, is give her a chance to see fit to have a better next than burning the city to the ground on purpose. Because, if that was her goal, open the gates. That win, she gets what she wants. That there's attacks on the city now. She's getting what she wants already. Just open the gates,
Right, yeah.
Open the gates, use the portal out of here, and, get on the boat, open the gates.
Yeah, there might be something else going on there.
Maybe not.
It's worth finding out. To your other points, though, I think you know, obviously, I've spent a lot of my life idolizing that one person, that figurehead of whatever it was, whatever the story you told me, whether it was the Duke, Catalina as the rightful heir. I was all about, the famous hero, right? That one person. And I think a lot of things are coming together into something that looks not like that at all. I think that heroic things can be done. I would like to do them, but I don't think the fame and the singularity, I guess, is the important part. And so if we don't have to put a singular person on a throne, if we can have some balance to that, something to curb whatever happened with the Duke from happening again, I think that's worth pursuing.
I don't disagree, but I will say that is a proposition that has multiple enemies. Some of which are currently trying to get the bog lurchers away from our city, which is its own question in my own mind now. This is maybe a little bit existential, and I'm going to try to stop people from sacking the city and killing innocent people, but this was the bog lurcher city. Why is it not their city? We don't have a just ruler. We don't have our lineage of the passing this city down through personal lines did not work. So I don't know. It's a question to ask.
Maybe that's fake Catalina's problem with opening the gates, is that she thinks they'd build a Ratrios back up into something worthwhile, and she can't stand for that.
I think she needs to be given the chance to stand for something besides just destroying the city. Now, here's the rub. I have no idea how to talk to her, because I'm guessing I can't just walk in anymore. I think probably that's no longer an option.
I'll tell you what worked for me. Look as handsome as me. Walk into a jail cell. She'll meet with you all the time.
I think she thought you were the most morally bankrupt of all of us, which, considering I'm alive, is shocking. That's a really good point. I'm actually maybe a little bit offended that she chose to talk to you instead of me about this, unless it really was just because of all of this, which, by the way, I would like to think that I look distinguished in my, silver years, and you would be lucky to look as good as me, given the life that I have had.
Cormac laughs, and he's like, well, we'll have to live and see if I look as distinguished as you.
I'm planning on still being alive by the time your looks have withered with age, just out of spite now. I look like a wise and capable gentleman of years.
Sure, yeah. Just keep reciting it to yourself. That's what I hear helps.
Nyostroy just goes, fire I could burn, but I'm trying to be a good person.
Cormac helps more with the shoveling or whatever we're trying to do.
And that's where we'll end for tonight. Hey Wanderers, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Corsairs of Castille. This game is being run in the 7th Sea 2nd Edition system. If you want to hear more content from the Wandering Gamer Network, you can check us out at the Wandering Gamer Network website. We stream on Twitch with the username wandering_gamers, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram. All information about the music used can be found in the episode description. Until next time, wherever you wander, may you find your way home.